Okay, ladies and gents, it's time for Rage in the Cage.
I'm so hyped.
Finish him.
So strap in and join the fight in the comments below. Pick a side, Team Marq or Team J. Who will it be?
That's right, Rage in the Cage is back once again, as the three of us are going to debate the best Tim Burton movie. Jack, you being our guest, we're going to allow you to throw the first punch. Go! Why is Edward Scissorhands the best movie?
Well, first of all, I want to say that transition was perfect. Perfect timing. Second of all, yes, it is Edward Scissorhands, my favorite Tim Burton movie. It's so well shot. It has everything. It's all of Tim Burton's kind of tropes and designs and unique features and everything just all in one amazing package. It's got the snow, the Christmas, the Danny Elfman going thing. You've got the design of Edward Scissorhands, one of the best things Stan Winston ever made. One of his best pieces of work. Johnny Depp, one of my favorite performances. Winona Ryder, probably I'm kind of 50-50 on Winona Ryder, but she was pretty damn hot in that movie. She's adorable. The family's great. The story's great. Vincent Price in one of his final roles.
Yeah, it was his final role.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you count the Thief and the Cobbler as his final role, but that that is his last role. What a way to go out as sort of, because he's a master of horror. He plays sort of the Dr. Frankenstein, and all that stuff. I mean, the movie's still relevant today. Like, even the Super Bowl did an ad about the son of Edward Scissorhands, the son of Scissorhands, Edgar, which, wait, does that mean they had sex in the first one? So that means Vincent Price gave him a penis? What the fuck? But that's Edward Penis Heads. That's a totally different movie. So, it's just great. But the best thing about this movie, I mean, it's not only that great Beauty and the Beast story, one of the best adaptations. In fact, I discussed it briefly in my Valentine's Day special a month ago about how it is one of my personal favorites in that genre, up there with Kong. But it has one of the greatest assholes in cinema with Jim. I want to savor Jim. I want to save talking about him because I hate this character with a passion. I hate this. You love to hate him. And I would love to meet the actor, because what a great guy. Like, what a great actor to play that much of a scumbag.
Yeah.
But I'm just saving it, but it is my favorite out of all of Tim's work. And I mean, even because, I did see Dumbo, and I was very disappointed with it. I lost a lot of faith in Tim. So I went back and watched his old movies and thought, what made him great? And I just see Edward Scissorhands as like his golden statue, his magnum opus, his there's nothing even like, look, Batman Returns was a close second. But really, even Batman Returns couldn't top Edward. That was the best thing he ever made. Hands down.
That excellent opening argument.
That is a really good argument.
Marq, bring the ruckus.
I don't think I can, man, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a Tim Burton fan. I don't like most of his movies.
What? Come on, you.
But I'll say this much: I do like Batman, and here's why. Because I remember being, 18 years old when it was coming out, and before that, any like live action iteration of Batman was. All you remembered was Adam West in like the gray and the light blue and everything, and he's just like being right exactly like that. So Tim Burton was the one that was responsible for sort of like bringing like this darker version that we'd seen in the comics, like bringing that to life. You know what I mean? And I think the casting is brilliant with Michael Keaton in the role and with Jack Nicholson playing the Joker. You've got a brilliant soundtrack from Prince. Who,
I was waiting for that. I knew it.
I'm a huge Prince fan, so I'm on board for that. So yeah, so that's my opening. That's my opening punch. Probably my last punch, because I don't really know, man. Like this is not my night for this.
Oh my God! So Marq, is Marq admitting defeat? I think Marq's already admitting defeat before the game started.
I gotta be honest. I don't like Tim Burton movies. So.
Well, okay, Mark, I'll defend you because I'll actually take your side on this because
you can't help him.
I will say Batman Returns is my favorite. Is probably one of them. Really, honestly, really close to being my favorite Batman movie because that is the darkest Batman ever got on screen. That was close to an R. I love the score. Like that's everything I want in a Batman movie. Dark, scary, comic booky. That's the thing I think later Batman movies, even The Dark Knight and everything, have missed. Those two Burton movies did one thing that made Batman iconic. It actually made him scary. And basically, because that's his idea. I must become something that criminals fear. That also applied to the audience. Like, I remember seeing because I was born in 92, so I was born the year Batman Returns came out. Oh, wow. And I remember when I was a wee kid, we had the VHS tapes. I remember the first time I saw Batman '89, we were at a family party, and it was me as like a 5-year-old, and they had a VHS, a VCR, we watched it on VHS. Remember the Warner Brothers bald cap commercials on there? And also, I will say about '89 Batman, it gave birth to one of the greatest Coke commercials of all time with Alfred, where it's like, just for the taste of it.
So is this a Jack and Mark versus Jay or something? Because
it might be. He's helping me. He's helping me out greatly.
The thing is like I like both Batmans that they did, but the reason I kind of put Batman Returns a little better is because Batman '89, it feels like a Hollywood movie, a classic Hollywood movie. In fact, it's sort of on par with Donner Superman, and. And that's the thing. I love the idea that basically, I think they've confirmed that those two movies, the Donner Superman, Burton's Batman, actually do share the same universe.
Okay.
They do kind of share the same continuity. Because they're putting out actually a set of new comics coming out that take place after those films.
This is true. Same with Christopher Reeve, too. Now, listen, let me get...
The question was, like, look, they said that the comics are going to take place after Returns, but I don't know about Donner Superman. So does this mean they're going to take place after Superman 4 and Returns is no longer canon? Like
I don't know. We'll have to find out. So, Jack, let me get my argument in, man.
Okay.
He's like, you just buried me. But before I get to my argument, let me get these chats real quick. Titan Goji's going Team Mark. Brian Kingsley's going Team J. Harold of Vortos is going Team Mark. So, Mark, you got some people pulling for you, man.
Sympathy, right?
I don't think Paul Tackett's a fan of any of these movies. So I want, and look at that, the lovely Cindy Lou is going Team J. Thank you. And that's what I'm going to say. Team J all the way because it is showtime. Beetlejuice is the movie. I know Pee Wee Herman, Big Adventure was his first movie, but it was Beetlejuice that put him over the top. Without Beetlejuice, there is no Batman. Without Beetlejuice, there is no Edward Scissorhands. This is Michael Keaton's best movie. Who knew that Michael Keaton had that performance in him? It's like, it's iconic. And the visuals, man, like the stop motion. Let me start by saying, like, Tim Burton may not be the best director, but he's the most distinct director that ever lived. You can just play a clip and anyone can watch it and go, oh yeah, Tim Burton must have directed that. His use of stop motion is in full swing here in Beetlejuice. You want to talk about scary? You want to talk about comedy? Beetlejuice gives it all to us. Now, and then we got a really cool cartoon out of it. Hashtag 90s kid over here. And on top of that, to this day, people are demanding a sequel. We want to run it back. So I'm asking to Tim Burton and to Michael Keaton, run it back one more time. Beetlejuice 2, give it to us. That being said, Team J all the way. Beetlejuice is Tim Burton's best goddamn movie. Booyah!
If they make a third one, can they call it Beetlejuice?
Why not? Possibilities there. Why not?
Okay, so I will say to Jay, I do defend him on that regard too, because this is the thing. We all have our strong points, and I'm kind of a peacemaker. I agree with Mark's opinions on Batman. I also agree with you, Jay. I do agree. It is a good movie.
So you're saying I won?
Well, no, I say it's a good movie coming from somebody that I will confess I've never seen Beetlejuice fully. Never seen it fully. I'll admit, I've watched the cartoon as a kid. That was my first exposure. I liked the cartoon as a kid. I watched it on KTV, local KTV on Global. I liked the cartoon. And I did see the attraction at Universal Studios where he's literally doing a rock show with all the Universal monsters, which was awesome. Like you have like Dracula singing Hot Blooded. and all this. You gotta go look up clips of the old show. It's actually pretty fun. But I do also remember they had it where Beetlejuice actually fought the Ghostbusters at Universal. It was pretty kick-ass. But I know of Beetlejuice. They still have the character meet and greets at Universal, but I've never seen the movie, and I've tried. I actually did try on Halloween, and I just couldn't get into it. It was kind of weird. But I will say this, actually, for all of our arguments, the Toronto Film Festival actually had a Tim Burton exhibit a couple of years ago. I had the pleasure of seeing it, and they had a lot of the original costumes and props from all of his movies. I'm talking, they had the puppet snake from Beetlejuice. They had the cowl left over from Batman. They had the Penguin's baby carriage, the actual prop. They had all the puppets from Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, even James in the Giant Peach, which I think is one of his most underrated movies. Yes. Even though he didn't direct it, or he produced it, he helped produce it. So I got to see a lot of this stuff up close, and it's really fascinating to just see the detail and design with Tim. That's one of the things I do take. His design is unique. Yes. It's gothic, and I'll say this too. I think Tim is hands down responsible for not only the goth culture, but for Hot Topic. No Tim Burton means no Hot Topic. Good point.
So I'm looking at the chat. Marq, there's a lot of people. Marq didn't come here. I'm baffled right now because I came here to fight. Marq says he can't put up a fight today, and Jack's just trying to be peacemaker. But look at that. JT Reborn is saying I'm Team Marq today, and he's got a good point here. He says if it wasn't for Batman 89, no Batman the Animated Series. Woo!
Oh my God!
That's a good one.
That is a fact. No Mask of the Phantasm, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I'm laughing. And look at Paul Tackett. My God, he's just going hard tonight. He's like, Tim Burton makes no good movies.
Wow!
What did Tim Burton do to you?
I won't go that far because there are some Tim Burton movies that I do like, but like he's definitely like not up there for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So this is a difficult one for me because like I actually had to like dig and be like, well, what is a movie that I really do like? And it was and I came up with Batman. I do like the other two movies though that you brought up. Like Edward Scissorhands is stylistically beautiful, I think. And then also, you know, Beetlejuice. I mean, what can you say? Especially like that last song, like at the end, Jump in the Line, Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
Like the song that Winona Ryder like lip syncs to at the end.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, that's a fun movie too. You know what I mean?
I do agree. Like, I mean, the song Deo, I love that song. In fact, I can't remember which episode I did it on, but when we were on lockdown, I did sort of a parody of that song, but it's all about staying at home. Like, daylight come and we need to stay home.
Yeah, see, Barry McFly in the chat gets it. He's like, Deo. Shay Spitters, if I had to pick, it's Team J. I'm surprised that Jack, man, it's like a fight between
Marq. I mean, I don't, like, maybe it's just because, like, I'll just quote another Batman movie. I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know, I try to be sort of the calm person in a fight. I try to be gentlemantic. I try to be, you know, like, I
bet you,
at a party.
If Adam from Sky Productions was in here, right now, you'd be fighting him. Because whatever reason.
I'll challenge him. I'm actually going to challenge him.
I told you. I just see Marq. I told you, if you want to get Jack to fight and argue, you got to get Adam from Sky Productions.
I want to challenge Adam to Imagine NerdCage debating which Kong film is the superior. And I will be on Team 76.
You know what? I'm all for it. Marq and I, we'll sit that one out. We'll just go in the cage and just spectate.
We'll just be spectators.
I am all for it. We'll have to do like a dedicated episode maybe sometime this summer. Get Scry and Team Jack to fight, and then Marq and I, for the first time, we'll stay out of the cage and just watch.
But you know what? I would suggest this. Wait till the new Shout Factory Blu-ray comes out so y'all can experience the extended TV cut for the first time in HD, and we'll have this discussion.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, Marq, do you got anything else you want to counter with, or can I throw my?
Nah, I'm done.
I just want to throw my counter punch real quick. Like, listen, Edward Scissorhands. Here's the problem with Edward Scissorhands, and this is the most important question that I don't know why no one's brought it up all these years. But the thing that takes me out of Edward Scissorhands, and I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but in Edward Scissorhands, how does he masturbate? Like, He's got scissors for hands. And
I can actually answer that kind of, Jay. Kind of, because I kind of know this because it was a joke I saw years ago. But back before they were all about reactions and stuff, the Fine Brothers, bad example to bring up, they did a set of action figure web series before they were really famous, and a lot of that stuff they actually put down in the past. It's one of those things, like if you did a video essay on them, this kind of shit they made back then would get them in a lot of trouble. They would get canceled for this stuff, but they buried it. And they did a series called G.I. Joe, The Epic Saga, and they basically took all their G.I. Joes and made them go on adventures and crossover with Gandalf and Harry Potter and all this stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. And you have it where Dr. Mindbender in this universe created Edward Scissorhands, and you have a scene where Edward Scissorhands is like, you know, like Mindbender's telling him to paint, and Edward's like, "You made me with scissor hands! How can I paint?" I fail to see the problem. I can't hold a brush! You've made me into a horrible freak! You keep me locked away with no way to pass the time! I told you! Masturbate! I tried, Father! But look! And he has like his dick on his scissors, and he's shoving it in Mindbender's face, like, "But look! Look, I tried!"
Wow, that took a hard turn.
You need to see this epic 3-hour film they put together. It is like it would not get it would not pass the okay checks today. It would get canceled immediately.
And I just want to, if I'm going to count Batman.
How did Edgar get made? That's the thing. So obviously Edward does have a penis because how was they able to spawn Edgar?
I just opened up a rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
Did Vincent Price just put a big fucking vibrator in Edward and just like inserted a bunch of fucking whipped cream or shit in him? Because they had established his heart was a cookie, you know. And then it raises a bigger question: how the fuck did Winona Ryder give birth to that without cutting her fucking cutting?
I don't know, Jack. But that's it. You just specified my argument. There's too many questions. I have too many questions about Edward Scissorhands, and that's why Beetlejuice doesn't leave me questions like that. Now, if I'm gonna counter Batman '89,
questions because of that goddamn Super Bowl trailer they put out.
I just think I have nothing bad to say about Batman '89, but I just feel like everything that we got from Batman '89 came from Beetlejuice first, including Michael Keaton. If Michael Keaton doesn't play Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton probably doesn't play Batman. Instead, we probably get Clint Eastwood, which is true, by the way. So I'm just saying, like,
well, he wanted Ray Liotta actually first, to play Batman.
But I could see Clint Eastwood. I could see Clint Eastwood in an adaptation of like Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, I could. Well, not now. He's way even too old for that now. But at the time, yeah.
Well, even then, I'll say this. I think we owe, like, look, as much as people don't like Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns.
I love it.
I mean, some people don't. I like it. It's like, I mean, that and Death in the Family. I love Death in the Family, the original comic where Jason Todd got his ass kicked. Death in the Family is what I want to see in a Batman movie so goddamn bad. And it doesn't, and I don't want it to be Dick. I don't want it to be Tim. I want it to be Jason Todd getting wrecked by the Joker with a crowbar. Right. So we have to give a little bit of credit to Frank Miller for giving us the Batman we have now, because he kind of defied that, and that's what gave us the look of Batman '89. It was a lot of a mix of Dark Knight Returns, and also because Bob Kane had a huge hand in the production. I mean, the one thing I'll say about Batman '89 that is a little better than Returns, it does go back, and I bring this up with the book, to the original first issues of Batman. It goes back to DC number 27. I do have reprints where Batman killed people. The whole argument, Batman doesn't kill people.
Yes, he does.
He does.
In the first freaking comic, he killed somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to find the right page. I'm trying to find this. The first issue.
I know exactly where you're talking about. And he actually makes a joke about it afterwards.
Yeah, he killed people. So to say Batman doesn't murder people is, especially for his first movie, right there. Look at this. Right there on the comic. Right there. He straight up pushed a guy off a cliff. He murdered somebody.
Yeah.
This is why you're perfect. This is why you're perfect for our channel, Jack. I knew I knew you were going to be armed with props and comics and movies and everything else. So, Jack, before we get out of the cage, just give your closing argument right now. I know you're the peace lover, but give your closing argument right now.
It's time to talk about Jim. It's time to talk.
Why everyone should vote for Team Jack right here, right now.
Well, I'll say this, and I want to have this debate with you guys. The villains of each of these movies, I would say Jim is the best. I mean, okay, I love Jack Nicholson. Nothing against Jack, my boy Jack. Like, he played the amazing Joker, one of the best, like one of the greatest. Like, that was amazing. But God damn it, I love Jim. I love to hate Jim. He is like basically Biff. He's Biff, and I love a classic Hollywood bully. It's the stereotype jock, the tough guy who wears the leather jacket, who's the bad boy, who has the girl, and the main hero's all pissed off about it. I'll even say this: Biff is the definitive Chad, if you're gonna go into terms. And he's an asshole to the end. He tries to kill Edward with a gun, and then when fucking Winona Ryder tells her to stop, he goes all pit mode like, "You're my bitch." He like slaps her, and then that's what causes Edward to basically kill. It's like, it's wonderful. In fact, I noticed that basically Tim took basically the ending to Batman 89 and put it in Edward Scissorhands. He did the same thing. You ever notice they all end up on the top of some big building?
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. It's just a good movie. I really have no arguments or ways to close it. It's just, go watch it. And next year it turns 30 years old. It's its 30th anniversary. Highly recommend it. Get it on Blu-ray. Get it on 4K. It's beautiful. I watched it in HD and it was gorgeous. Even better than I remembered it being. And that's it.
Okay, Jack, great close. Now, Marq, give your reason why people should go Team Marq. Well, a lot of people did, Marq.
Because Prince did the soundtrack, and anything that Prince touches is the best thing ever. So that's my closing argument.
My closing argument is that the presence of Beetlejuice is still felt today again. I know Pee-wee was first, but Beetlejuice put him in overdrive. And again, Beetlejuice launched the Tim Burton that we know and love. Because after Beetlejuice followed, we got Batman. We got Edward Scissorhands, Nightmare Before Christmas, and everything else. And it's all owed to Beetlejuice. So again, say his name 3 times, and just maybe we will get a sequel. Tim Burton, please make it happen. So that's why Team J all the way.
And I know how you can close it off, Jay. Nice fucking model! Probably the only Tim Burton movie where I've ever heard the F word.
That's it. So yes, I got to rage a little bit while these guys were passive, but you know what? That was a really, really fun debate. So we're gonna get out of the cage right now. We'll open up the floor for a little bit here.
Ooh, trying to get out of the NerdCage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!